the moon is there. Who looks after your cows? Your Excellency, NITA, you itself has streamlined emission-focused use of ICT, and they have been distributing computers in secondary school. So, Your Excellency, there are many things that are being done. Challenges remain, but those challenges and the gaps is why we are here today. To identify the challenges, the issue of affordability, the issue of access at rural area, but those can be addressed if we work as women to ensure that women and men have money. And once they have money, they will be able to buy the computers, they will be able to pay for internet, and our children will access internet. So that's where, for us, our focus as a Ministry of Gender, Your Excellency, will continue to focus on ensuring that we support education sector for girls, promote and mentor girls in sciences, work with universities, institutions to ensure that they mentor girls, they support girls programs with development partners. And number two, the issue of income. And we will continue, as the women leaders have already embraced support for parish development model, for Emyoga. When you toured, Your Excellency, the exhibition, most of those exhibitions were products from Emyoga, Uganda Women's Entrepreneurs, and your own initiative, which means it is possible that when you give women small grants, they are able to scale it up, and with the growth, those type of women whom you have seen there will not be coming to disturb you, Your Excellency. It is under GROW that is supposed to pick the women who are at small scale and support them with certification for export, with the distribution van. I visited a group just about a kilometer from here when I came with the woman MP. They are now producing yogurt. Their yogurt is purchased, all of it, but because they have a small fridge, now they are asking for a coolant and a distribution, a cool van for distribution in the trading center and supermarket, and UNBS certification, because you cannot distribute in supermarket when you don't have UNBS. So we have pledged to them under GROW. Those are the categories of women entrepreneurs that we are graduating them into the money economy, supporting them to open businesses, to register their patent, to export, to do value addition. So we are committed, Your Excellency, and with that, I want now to thank the development partner, UNDP, UN Women, CARE International, Enabel, BRAC, who supported us in organizing this function. I also want to thank all of you for coming. Most especially, let me recognize a good friend who is a very interesting character, who has been with me up to Akokoro in a patch. Zeri, thank you so much. He's there, is the chairman NRM for Chirhura District. Your Excellency, with that, I want now to take the privilege to request you to do a few activities before you give your address. I don't know where the OWEP group are, and then the land titles, are you around, or you get organized as His Excellency address. Are they there? The dummies are there. The dummy checks? His Excellency is now going to address the population. Can we give him a round of applause, please, the women of Uganda?
Bravo!
Okay, sit down, please. Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Musa Chigongo, Vice Chairman, Secretary General, all the leaders of the government and of the party and of the mass movements, and Their Excellencies, the ambassadors, and the high commissioners, and all the dignitaries. I am pleased to welcome you all to the cultural corridor, although they are saying Kiruhura, Kiruhura, but Kiruhura is really part of the cultural corridor. Which goes all the way to the north and the northeast to celebrate the International Women's Day 2023. I'm very happy that you organized the Women's Day in Kiruhura district for this year. Why? It is because it is here in Kiruhura district that our student group launched the anti-nomadism campaign in December 1966. Partially supported by Mzee Byanyuma, who was the member of parliament for this huge area known as Ankole Northeast, Mwesugo Black and myself walked from Kurar to Kurar, held public meetings at Rushere, Tomiambi, Nama, and Shwerenche, and walked on foot from Nyakasharara to Biharwe, passing through Kurars and educating people about the dangers of nomadism and the pre-capitalist traditional economy of only working for the stomach, or Korenda Yonka. Between 1966 and 1971, abanyankuni mango rujungu ndibakwata kubi. Ona ito ashomese zo rujungu rukabare message. Ko kama zinga mbo rujungu ni za kubavunura bwanyuma. Bakanyango rujungu ndikibakwata kubi. Ona muri yaherre. Aito ashomese za. Between 1966 and 1971, when Amin launched his coup d'etat, we concentrated on decampaigning nomadism that was based on the old, inefficient science of the African societies. That nomadism, like the one we still have in Karamoja and in Turkana and in many parts of Africa, that nomadism was an attempt to solve the three problems that faced the traditional pastoralists. These three were the shortage of pasture during the dry season, the shortage of water during the dry season, and the cattle diseases caused by vectors such as tsetse flies, ticks, snails, and parasites like worms, bacteria, and viruses. However, this practice was out of date because in other parts of the world, e.g. Europe, where they had seasonal incapacity to have grass grow on account of the snow in winter and very cold temperatures in the autumn, they had long learned the techniques of using spring and summer to grow crops and pasture, preserve them as hay, silage, or animal feeds, and feed them to the livestock in winter and autumn. These people who have got only one season for growing crops and pasture, we are producing more agricultural products than us, who had 2 seasons even without irrigation. And the 2 seasons are what we call Omwaka or Itumba. This is August to January, and Obujegashe, the small harvest from March to June. Katumba to Kamena. With water, the only problem was either with the problem of water, because these nomads were moving around, that there was shortage of water during the dry season. So with water, the only problem was either not kulembeka. Kulembeka is a Rwanda word which means okutangiriza. Kulembeka in Acholi would be jolopi. Jolopi or aiga akipi in Ateso. With water, the only problem was either not kulembeka, trapping the rainwater, or kulembeka with small containers if we do not have Enshuro, underground water spring in that area. In Karamoja, the experts in water are recommending valley dams of 20,000 cubic meters. That's about 20 million liters. They say that this size of dam will see the cattle out of the dry month of Karamoja for a family. They are saying that if you have a valley tank of 20 million liters and you are a family, this water is enough to take you through the dry month in Karamoja. With respect, hence, the issue of water shortage is easily solvable even for the dry season. With respect to running away from the diseases, I asked the Banyankore in 1966 the following question. That time when we were having meetings with these nomads, this is the question I asked them. Murahurire abafamu y'omujungu eyambarra nibafuruka niko naburuza abanyankore banyu umwaka 1996 obu nabashanga obutabe ntubarabamu umunyabusho yimkweta kiruhura hati. Meaning, have you ever heard the people of the Mzungu farm at Mbarara migrating around, being nomadic? By the Mzungu farm, they meant the government stock farm at Mbarara. That's what they were calling that government stock farm. They were calling it Farm Yomzungu. So my question to these Banyankole at that time, 1966, was, you are running around, you are nomadic because you say there is shortage of grass in the dry season, there is shortage of water in the dry season, and cows are dying from diseases. Fortunately, that government farm by that time had been there for almost half a century. So my question to them was, have you ever heard the people of the government farm being nomadic? And that's why you, the leaders, you must be very careful. If you want to change people, you must enter their psychology. You must enter their heads. This person, how is he thinking? Why does he not see what I see? The problem of the leaders is elitism. You go as elite. You don't try to penetrate the mind of the patient, because these are patients. They need to be cured of their lack of information. So my question to them was, you are nomadic because you say you are looking for pasture in the dry season, you are looking for water in the dry season, you are also running away from the diseases. Have you seen the government farm at Mbara, what they were calling the farm of the Mzungu? Have you seen the government farm at Mbara? Say, yes, we know it. Have you ever heard them being nomadic? They say no. So the government farm is not nomadic. However, they were partially right, because that modern farming was started by the colonial government. Now, when I said, have you ever had those people migrating? And they said no. Their answer was, no, we have never had the Mzungu being engaged in Kufuruka nomadism. Then my next question was, do you have better cattle than him? Do you have better cattle than the government farm? They just laughed and wondered whether I was mocking them. But they laughed. No, to Durra. Are you mocking us? Their question to us was, you see, that's why really you should go and engage with the people closely. So for them, their question to us was, okay, the government farm does not move around because they have got money to buy drugs continuously. And for them, they were saying, where can we get drugs continuously? We are not rich people. We don't have money to buy drugs continuously. So for us, we cannot do that, in other words. That can only be done by those because they have money. Where shall we get the constant supply of drugs that enable the white man to stay in one place without his cattle being attacked by diseases? I then asked one of them, Mzee Bazine, the number of calves he had lost that year, 1966. He said 40. He had lost 40 calves because of East Coast fever. I then challenged them to tell me how much those calves would have brought in if they had not died. We estimated at that time the money of those cows, if they had grown, was 20,000. That was equivalent to US dollars 2,900 of that time. That money was enough to build a new deep tank, shillings 12,000, and buy a Volkswagen car at shillings 8,000. Therefore, they had the money to Kugura Mbazio Targaho. They had the money for buying the required veterinary drugs sustainably. But that capacity was being squandered by allowing the calves to die from preventable causes. Like the white man's farm, they did not have to kufuruka, they did not have to be nomadic. Many people listened to our message and stopped nomadism, fenced the land they occupied traditionally, dug bigger wells, started spraying against the ticks, stopped bush burning, and engaged in crop farming, especially bananas, in addition to cattle rearing. The calf mortality, the calves dying, radically reduced, and their herds multiplied. Between 1966 and 1986, their herds multiplied and had more food security, but then one question remained unanswered. This is the issue of the correct enterprise in terms of maximizing homestead incomes, taking into account the size of the family land. On account of lack of education, the wananchi would copy blindly. So and so is rich with several herds of Ankole cattle, let us say 1,000, I must be like him. In other words, I must be a rancher. However, to have 1,000 cattle, you need 3.5 square miles of land if you are still using the free range method, etc. Yes, with 1,000 Ankole cattle, you can sell about 200 per year for beef, and this gives you more than 200 million shillings in today's money. That's not bad. The problem, however, was that many people did not have 3.5 square miles of land and could therefore not be ranchers with the free range model, etc. That is how, in 1989, when we had come from the bush, after careful analysis, I recommended dairy farming to them. You will not get out of poverty through ranching, because ranching needs a lot big land, but you can get out of poverty through dairy, through selling milk. While those with big pieces of land could keep both the Ankole Longhorn and the Frisians, I strongly recommended the Frisians for the small and medium holders. The Ankole Longhorn, the Sanga cow, this Sanga here, that's why the Europeans, the vets, came to call the Ankole cow the Sanga cow because of this place here. The word Sanga itself, I don't know where it came from, but it could be from Oksanga. Oksanga, when it is going to rain, you can make a grass canopy and you cover yourself. That's called a Sanga. So I don't know whether that is from there. So this Sanga cow, or what other names, Enshunje, if they are the big type, or Enkome, the other tougher type, is a superior breed because of the quality of its beef. Yellow fat, and the milk has got more cream, what we call omuiti. However, in the past, we had not marketed those qualities. Therefore, the Ankole cow still depends on the internal market of Kampala and a bit of the regional market, Congo, South Sudan, for beef. I salute His Excellency Ramaphosa, the President of South Africa, for using the 43 cattle I sold him to promote the Ankole cow globally. And its value is going up. His Excellency Ramaphosa has auctioned one of his bulls for Uganda shillings, one bull, 337 million shillings. Yes. Ramaphosa, President of South Africa. Etezena mgulize. Aliyo na tahaza za boko wao. Enemi yemwe akaitunda milioni 337. enimemwe kana ambatigeze zanjye za etana n'eshatu ziyaguzire nyino kumwongere ndi rushagama dustajya kutembana. I was sure 30 years ago when I encouraged the small and medium-scale Banyankole to go for the Frisians that the value of the Ankole Longhorn would go up. We even already had the report of the Americans in Texas where the Ankole cattle they took from here had taken the first and the sixth positions as the best beef providers in the whole world. The Americans had taken some Ankole cows when they were helping us here with the tsetse flies. They took them to America, and when they put them in a competition of beef, one took the first position of beef in the whole world, of all the cattle of the world. And another one took the 6th place. So we already had this information. But I didn't want the Banyankole to continue with the poverty. While we were trying to promote, to inform the world about the Ankole cattle, because it would take time. That is why I keep thousands of them at Kisozi. However, the small and the medium farmers in the cattle corridor needed a quick answer in 1989, and even today, the other similar Ugandans need that quick answer. In any case, there was no harm in diversification. Hence, I unequivocally recommended for them to go for the Frisians. What have been the results since that time? Big transformation. And when I heard that there was a Women's Day here, I said sometimes women of Uganda like films. So I decided also to bring my own films here. So my staff, please put my films on the screen. Put the videos I told you to.
Amazina buryo kunyirano nirwo mucyari cya Kabunga umugomboro ya Nyakashashara umuri Nyabushozi kandi Kiruhura district. Ndiyo mwa farmers abahuriro muranga gwa 4 acre project nimpinge binyatsi the model farmer wegomboreji nimpinge binyatsi nimbukomahe nikola silage no kubikire ebyo kuriya mushana ngo nyamishwaze 20 zitu staki enjara nabikora nisima SNV ya Twirembibo yo kubyare binyatsi ebi ejini bando nibajeta bail ntubishara tubyomya tubikoma mu box nziriya ateke kibando kimwe nkeki obuna kubomshana ntikiguza shinjo mutwaro ejini cobra kajibyare 2020 cobra nenyatsi cyekijubwe tukachabwa ba SNV nibo bakitwire mbibo nekinyatsi cyekijubwe nkitambire nto enjara ejubwe mbwe nikejejubwe yabutosha konka netinyatsi kirungi kino mujuma muke mugufu jeje nibajeta mu mba mwenda 2020 ibo shazire niyo niza kubikora hey Hey ntubikoma mu box ejo no gireba tubikoma mu box ejo tubeiringa tubito mu kiju tubika nibyo bitkuja tukahereza ento mu mushana naje tukahereza aho bagenzi beitu bakatwara rente zabo mushana ntayo kubika he yanje cyane mugireba ntayo kubika he kine kiju cy'ebinyatsi bya he hati mbitiro mu bibikire nza kubiho mundu kubihente narishindu kubiguza umwanya gunkubyara mu binyatsi gona nugwingana heka 8 buryo mbicweka egen 1 acre ziriya nezindi konkazana kunkuzigita nziba eka 8 ekine cyoma nicyo kikushare binyatsi bir fresh ebitukwiho musiri bir fresh tukabishara rente hate bino bireba twabishara ente neza kubiryo mu mwabazi ente zanziriye binyatsi nzugmazi n'amategazo gabutosha tugakusharika kine kibingo kinani mbagambire kikushara kiri fresh tukahereza ente zinibageta karyandura nacyo necyo kurya cyente kandi necyo kurya cyenjoki ziniyo lab inani nkora ki inani mbagambira nibazeta regimes nebikamba nabyo ntibitema tubitiraniza nebinyatsi ente zibiri nekirisa cyamani munonga yenda kusimakirwa ya district bona abaretire project ya irrigation scheme nsima president munonga okutobuyambi wa irrigation scheme ameizaga mweno munakubumsha nebintu bitu nibizakutikuza kuoma mwebare munonga hangabaho urunortoke bantumwe nko kunabagambira ngo murisa aine kubaine ente aine rutoke kuri hariyo no mwani bateria mweno kwata hariyo reba ngo ibintu byona wakora ki wabisya abacyara bagenzi banje nimba habura ngutariho mu rumogo mukaza gwatakubasa gukora abo kubanyewe ndi ahandi yo mukazi konka ni mpinge bebinyatsi mureke kubitina mureke kugira ngo imirimo yona naye abashirija no mukazi niwe no basa gukora ikintu kirijemu nango kizeho no mushirija okukikora ahabo kuba twena turya abantu twena twatwina amagara tino murimo kubasa kuremo umuntu nimbahiga abacyara bagenzi banje ngo mugire imirimo y'emikono eyimwakozesa n'emikono yanyu kandi na munonga projects zikubaziretirwe government nimwe muzejumbire mu muzikore
amazina banyita Manyaberi chairman wa Shere Dairy Farmers ezira zakura zaitu ezitwatungire ezikorwa munadis ibiri zirya kandi kabe nsaba indizo ngati kashaba kitekateka nguranga kwara kibase kuja kutunga kura yenko 5 ahabo ko managing kwarte igenda kutoscan eyitkoyesa ne kwata ubwingi bw'amezi uburyo mu mate kandi garaka erebe bishaju ibiryo mu mate kunka challenge yitwine software abakanika software yarakutoscan zezi tubari available nibakira kuteganisa munonga twine umuntu omwe tumuho mburu side ngo kuja katukakira arakutoscan zezi kunka twine challenge y'amana munonga abo gatwantu wena ngo tube twine amatego mutindo kurengo bagasa kutereza ebeyi twenda so it's a challenge ekini no kukanika ebyo mabitu ebi service yebyo mebi teganisa munonga abutagira ba makanika barungi abakukanika ebyo mabitu ebi ntobiha Kampala ushanga umuntu ecyoma mwamwe nekizibu marebere bashatu mwemerere hataraho umuntu okukanika ebyo mebi Shere Dairy Farmers ekatandika 1998 akusita hati cooperative eji etuyambere munonga abakwa twashita abarisa igana shanjo na mwenda abakuretera hamamate bakaguriza hamamate kandi ikindi cya kabiri abariisa babaase kutunga sente zibaza kushomesa abaana baabo, kubaasa kubombeka amaka gaabo n'okugira ente nungi ezikubahereza amate maingi. Twine kusiima gavumenti habw'okurabira omu bitongore byayo ekatuhereza za kuura. Twine aha kuura 2 ezitwihire omu NADS. Buri sente zigiye kutunga tractor ey'okutuhingira kubaasa kugira ngu twabaasa kugira ebyokurya by'ente bingi. Itwe nka dairy farmers nituheereza ky'abantu baitu. Twine extension services ezirimu ba doctor n'abaana b'okugyenda bakwatanisa programs za
and the coolers. Just quickly, homes and coolers, quickly. The homes of individuals. Hao watoto wako watu wawili.
Banyeta Kakafire ndio omuseru ya Kiruruma omurko gwa byanamira omurkashongi sub county tukaijaha omwaka gwa 19 nturuga ibanda konkana munonge kyaturesiraha ni government simbi ahabwo kuba tukaija ntungira omukibira ahabwo kuba hakari ihamba rihango twateka twamanya ngo obutwijaha mpaha bwihamba abaserikare tubaina hibareje kutwiha ahabwo kubogo mwanya gukaguruho twatura hakwiha 9 na mukaga president na NRM bakwata government ko bakwasire government twatandika kukora hateje ni bageta silage n'ekicori nkakikozesa shikaruguru na kitokuzumu na kishweka entundubare ne papura hariho ahikubasa kutunga oburemezi bona nikibasa kugumayo okusyana 2 years nimbasa kuri sente zanjye ati nyino buhame bwo kuri sente zanjye kumara emyaka 2 steine jara.
So my name is Devendra Seth. I'm the factory head for Pearl Dairy Farms Limited, the manufacturers and producers for Lato Milk. Lato Milk is a household name in Uganda and in the neighboring countries as well. Lato Milk came into existence in the year 2013. So it's about over 7 years. We have been in Barara. The factory is located in Barara. We have diversified the dairy products starting from different kind of milk powders like whole milk powder, skim milk powder, instant milk powder. Then we also have butter oil, ghee. We also produce liquid UST milk.
The homes okay, if you get them, you let us know. Otherwise, switch yourself off. Now, I wanted you to see but you can see in some of the homes from here, like that one there. If you just look at the horizon, you see the homes of so what have been the results? Big transformation I thought you would see from the video, they will show you, they have shown you some of the farms, they have shown you the factories, but I wanted you to see the homes, but you can see some of them from here, like those ones here, from here. You sit there, Mustamao, Mchibundao. Ahom Mchibundao. Chibunda hari. Mustamao. Mchibunda. Mustamao bade chao. Nida kumani bade chao. Mustamao subhana Mustamao. So I had wanted to show on video the homes, but they haven't shown them. But I can give you some of the figures. The milk produced in Uganda has gone from 200 million liters per year to now 7.2 billion liters per year. Milk collection has improved tremendously, with players in the market rising from about 15 operators in 1986, collecting only 400,000 liters annually, to a total of 647 fully equipped milk collecting centers with a total collection capacity of 3.2 billion liters per day. These are owned by dairy cooperatives, private individuals, companies, and processors. Uganda's processing companies have increased from one company, the Dairy Corporation Limited, which was processing only 60,000 liters per day in 1986, to currently 145 companies with a processing capacity of 3.2 billion liters per year, or here they say 2.8 million liters per day. These are employing men, women, and youth. Dairy processors range from large, medium, small scale, and cottages processors with a variety of products such as powdered milk, ghee, butter, UHT milk, casein, pasteurized liquid milk, yogurts, cream, ice cream, fermented milk and cheese, whey protein, white sauce, eshabwe, milk-based beverages, e.g. Nutri-Bushera, among others. The dairy sector is valued at, these figures, we need to check them. Here they are talking of some figure, but I had seen 3.8 trillion shillings. The export portion of which brings in US dollars 106 million per year. We have 50 million people, therefore need 10.5 billion liters. We need another 10 billion liters for export that will bring us US dollars 637 million. The Kiruhura Kazo area today has 284 coolers and sells 1.4 million liters of milk per day, which is Uganda shilling 604 billion per annum, which comes into the two districts. I thought you would have seen the quality of the homes. They haven't got, I don't know why they haven't got some pictures, but you can see these ones here. Many of the homes have solar power and tap water from the roofs. Many families are paying for many children in the universities on self-sponsorship. When we came from the bush, the Chirhura Kazo area gave me 800 cows that I used to start the State House Ngoma farm that I've been using to donate cattle to so many people. I'm therefore very happy that you, the women of Uganda, are here to witness this transformation I've been telling you about. The whole of the cattle corridor have got this message and have embraced it. Parts of the districts involved are found in Isingiro, Kashari, Chirhura, Kazo, parts of Ivanda, Liantonde, parts of Rakai, Sembabule, Chejegwa, parts of Gomba, parts of Mbende, Chiboga, Chenkwanzi, Nakaseke, and Nakasongora. It was after this success in 1995 that I made a countrywide tour of the whole country, telling you about Kulembeka, Jolopi, Aiga Akipi, etc. And in the 1996 NRM manifesto, we put in the 4 acres model. To remind you, the 4 acres model would get you to put coffee in 1 acre, fruits in the 2nd acre, pasture for zero grazing free zone in 1 acre, and food crops in 1 acre, bananas, cassava, etc. In the backyard, those interested could put poultry, a piggery, and those near water would do fish farming. These are activities that have got a huge global market that we have long ago confirmed and have a good return per acre per annum. With these, we cannot go wrong. New ideas are coming up, macadamia, cashew nuts, etc. We shall analyze each of them and judge as to whether we should put them in the 4 acres model. The 4 acres model is part of what we call intensive agriculture. It is designed to benefit the country, but particularly benefit the smallholder. There are other products that the country needs, but do not fit in the intensive agriculture. They come in what is called extensive agriculture. Getting small income per acre, but doing it on a big scale. This is where maize, sugarcane, cotton, ranching, tobacco, etc. come in. While the Paris Development Model deals with the 4 acres model, Uganda Development Bank, UDB, will handle the extensive agriculture. However, I want to accuse your people of the cattle corridor, whom the NRM had got out of poverty, but who are determined to go back to poverty. Before all you, the assembled Ugandans at Sanga, abanyankore naza kubeguraho umushango umusho gw'abanyayuganda bari habona. Sanga is a good place to open the case against the people of the cattle corridor because it is only 8 kilometers from 8 miles from the highway, where the eclipse of the sun of 1520 of Irakabir happened, forcing the Banyoro king of the Banyoro of King Orimi I, Rutamahanga, to flee and abandon all the cattle he had looted from Rwanda for the Banyankore to share among themselves. 8 miles from here, the king of Bunyoro Orimi 1 was coming from stealing cows from Rwanda. And then there was the eclipse of the sun. Being primitive, he thought that the world had ended. He ran away and left all the cows, and the Banyankole took them. It is 8 miles from here. So this is a good place where to accuse you, the Banyankole. The Banyankole called those cattle Empenda ya Munoni, which means a huge herd of cows, thousands and thousands, which was found at Munoni in Isingiro. I accused the cattle corridor people of 2 offenses before all the assembled Ugandans at Sanga Public Court. Offense number 1 is Oktranyagura, the wealth of the NRM that has enabled families to create in the last 30 years with the myopic inheritance of sharing by the physical division of the properties rather than dividing by shares, Mgabo. This is the big danger now. Because these people, have you got some homes? They didn't manage to get any pictures. Sure, I want to see. Where are they? Those are now the Banyankole you are talking about. That's how they are living now. From the grass huts. And they have solar, they have water. But now, they are in danger of going back. Because the problem is that because of Nomanya Banyankole, efumu yanyu, gata munonga, tugevuishe mbeho. Amezi rubo agateka gatabura. Konka kandi ko gareka gahora gareka gafu. Mbona kandi mwafuka mwagareka nko kwanyu. Mwagareka mbukafiri. Because of lack of I think education. When the heads of the family who have done those things, built those houses and followed what we did, when they die, the children, like ants, descend on the wealth and divide it up. I want my share, I want my share, I want my share. Oh. So now this is the new danger. But now, and this is where these MPs abnare bakajwenye bo umushityo ubwana twakira ha. Please, the new war now is to educate these ignorant people not to divide by physical division, but emigabo. You can have the same, like that house, how would you divide it physically now? One will take one room, another one will take another room. Why don't you keep the property together and you use the modern method of shares, whereby you share the profit that comes from the business? This is the new danger now. So if you are not careful, these people are going back to their poverty. This achievement we had made is in danger because you, the leaders, you don't see for these people, because for us we saw for them. If you leave them, like I have had, even some people who are a bit educated, there are some people I don't want to mention. Recently somebody died and then I rang to find out. Say, oh, how did you share things? Oh, the children divided the property. Really? This is a crime. This is a crime. So this is the offense number 1. I have opened nabatabariza umushango abanyarwanda bona umushango nagwanjura kandi kuri warahangana bijana nayirhangana we yacyura kukundi zayatarija kumbuza tabunki wayituza abanyankore bakayita ubworo kandi no ranzihari. The second problem is that they don't do what the other woman was doing. I'm very happy with the first woman, the one who was growing grass. Was growing grass. There is what they call Oksugay Gansa in Rinyankore, which means when the children are doing work, they can say, oh, you be the one to do the work. If you don't do it, I will not do it. It's called Oksugay Gansa. Now, Africans, Oksugay Gansa God. If God, you don't grow the grass, the cows will die. But God has got his seasons. He arranged for you. And he gave you capacity. Grow the grass, like the other woman who was in the picture. So these are the two offenses I am opening against the Banyankwere. My appeal to the people of the cattle corridor are two. Stop fragmenting wealth when the head of the family dies. Share by amigable, not physical fragmentation. Secondly, grow pasture and other foods like maize, sorghum for the cattle. Do not just depend on what nature prepares. Use nature to do better for your family and for Uganda. You may say, how does all this help the women? We came here for women and Museveni is talking about commercial farming, etc. The woman is part and parcel of the family and society. When the families get out of poverty through commercial farming, through manufacturing, through services, through ICT, the four sectors, it is easier to address all the other marginalized groups, including the women. Because your theme, women in science, Honorable Mongi connected it well. He said you cannot be a scientist unless you went through primary school and you went through secondary school and you went to university. But I want to go further back. You may not even go to the primary school if the home does not have income and food security. Because even when we say the government pays, the children should study free in the government schools, you hear them saying that children are coming at school without food now. So now, then these greedy teachers and their headmasters start now collecting money from people who have no food. If he has no food, where will he get money from? We must have lunch money. The issue of lunch should be solved at home. So you cannot have, this woman will not be a scientist, or you will not get many of them, you will get a few, but it is easier if the whole society comes up, gets out of non-money economy into money economy, then you will be able to get more scientists, both men and women. So talk holistically, don't talk partially. You cannot maintain backwardness and somehow you get a few scientists and you think they would help the situation. You must have the general transformation of the society. Will the welfare families pay for the girl child to study or not? Show me a daughter or a son of a rich man that has dropped out of school on account of not being able to pay the school costs. Families getting out of poverty is a good base of solving other problems. Yes, you may get greedy men who get rich and abandon their wives and children. The question is, are they really rich? Or are they just having some little money, while previously they had nothing? Otherwise, if the families are rich, the courts of the state can even discipline irresponsible husbands to share wealth with their spouses. If the husband is rich but irresponsible, the wife will go to court, and the court will force the husband to give share to the wife. But if it is an irresponsible poor husband, what will the court force him to share? Say, go back and share poverty. So please, don't mix up issues. Don't start on the top of the house, start from the base. The base. The whole society must come out of backwardness. And then all these other refinements will take place. How will the courts force a poor husband to share poverty with his poor wife and children? Families getting out of poverty is a good first step. In any case, the NRM has got specific programs for the specific segments of the population: women, youth, disabled. This is always catered for under the different funds: PDM, Emyoga, youth, and women funds previously. The massive involvement in the 4 acres model and the extensive agriculture assisted by UDB will generate a large quantity of raw materials for the agro-processing factories to handle. As an example, you have seen on the screen that in Kiruhura-Kazo area, you have a total of 284 cooling tanks, and in the Kiruhura-Kazo Mbara area, you have 2 big factories processing 800 liters of milk per day. Agriculture, therefore, stimulates industry. What is true of milk is true of tea. There are 27 tea factories in the western region of Uganda. Therefore, all Ugandans, stop excuses. It is possible to get out of poverty. The people in the cattle corridor had got out of poverty through the dairy industry guided by the NRM. They are now sliding back because of the residual cultural backwardness. We are also fighting that. You can all get out of poverty. That's what I wanted to tell you. That's why I came here. When I heard that you had come to Kiruhura, I said, Apoyo Rubanga. When I heard that the women were coming to Kiruhura, I said, praised be the Lord. Let me go and tell them what happened here. Imaba Kiruhura, hat kandi mwatutwenteje obukafiri n'obutaranzya nibwija kubagarrayo kuko Kasanyo nakibagambira mukore kampuni z'amaka abembezi banyu babahabure n'abantu batereza ibintu byabo batakafwire areke kubanza kufare rero u Rwanda rukazahiguro ubukafiri bwonga niba Rwanda ebatakoreri ubu bwana bubunanga abantu mbahabure bahandike ibintu byaboge bakore kampuni ya family yaba bagikora hati niba bagikora nyine kayargaho tikineshongaho bonga bacyandike atukundurgaho mukore company mukore muti no barage mugabo iyo rukwenda urukwenda ngo akiza abandi no cyandika no kitaho rero tubara kutagura arabonaza kabare ngashanga y'abakiga ntimo bakigamo ntikayine kinshobere ntikigirenze ngune iki no mabakigo ko bagamba ngune iki ntinyine enyungu yenjoga yo kutaha amezi ukanyine enyungu emwe konkanyine amajwa atanu mbwenu enyungu y'igirende baho namatubangarukamo ntumwe sho wakujyata tukabagane gusyo uwejo uri akatwara urugusyo nguco nguwagishisha ntingirenta ngwenyu ngo tajyata ngogereke eshugaine utahamezi ugatomwananka ugarike utayo aganda ugatomwana ntikashaba abakiga kamwakimanyecyo kamwagira kamwamanya bukuru mbona abakiga bakampo bwenyu mbagane ameze genyungu yata mutabagane enyungu enyungu yenjoga nicyo bakiga bampabwiri mbona nyina kibaganda okwate enyungu mukabagane ngusyo mwera ngo magezi cyabo engusyo bakanyamwe ngusyo no karangera wese ne ninge binyobo ko kana ufitamizi no takitamizi amazi no bagargaho nambo nicyo mukurana tubagambira sinyabara mwe hikina aboka hikina ntumango nicyo cyakutambira aboka itaka warushanya gwire ryahindukire akagusyo mbe tukhabara icyo wakabasa korro kuza kwihanika hapamba kujihingo muhikina tone cyo rukuyama ako pamba ne ndita karaham ebichoni byendita karaham ebikojo byendita karaham nicyo kurra ni teganda bundongo kuba habara tinyabaramu itakamwara shanye gwire mwari hindure akagusyo muronde ibikora akagusyo kumukoza kwejama biriye birukwenda hamwe muje kugomboro so ecya kabiri okusigayigana sarahanga ngo abe no yahingira inte zanyu yaba atahingi atazimerize bunyatsi inte ni kuhora atumwareba umuntu hariya wabana umukazi wabana hinga ubunyatsi mano wankayo mu cyarogo numanya kari. With these few words, I congratulate all the women in Uganda, and I thank God for bringing you here. So that I tell you what I have been telling you all this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for that hard talk with the truth. In our language, we have a saying, "Ngunyanga kumva yumviriri habi." You have played your role and you have told us. Your Excellency, allow me to read out some few districts that you're going to hand over dummy checks. This is money that is from the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program. and it is the revolving fund, as you had agreed, that it continues becoming a revolving fund. And these are the districts that have recovered the money that they have been using and have applied for it so that it can be plowed back to their districts. And I would request the ones with the dummies, please come forward. And I would request the COW, the chairman of the districts, and the CDO to come and pick their dummy checks. But please come putting on your mask. Your Excellency, we have Chiruhura district, which is going to receive 138,150,000. Chiruhura district. Are they here? Is Chiruhura district here? The leadership should come and pick their dummy check. We have Kamwenge district local government, which is going to pick 121,381,500. The COW, chairman of the district, and the district community development officer. Kasese district is going to receive a dummy check of 307,604,000. Wengo district local government, 110,773,000. Kasese municipality, 111,640,000. I don't know who has the dummy checks. Okay, they are already there. Those ones I have read can move forward, and the president hands over the dummy checks to you. Ibanda municipality, 73 million. Kazo district local government, 86,500,000. Bushenyi district local government, 123,137,000. Ibanda district local government, 181,647,000. Barra district local government, 158,438,000. Your Excellency, those are the districts that have so far applied and who had recovered the funds that were given to them in the revolving fund. Thank you so much. As the President is handing over the dummy checks, I would also request Honorable Namuganza, Honorable Princess Namuganza, to also prepare herself with her people so that they can hand over the land titles of the following people. They can get closer. Among the few, we have Katushabe Winnie, Natkunda Robina, Namala Slivia, Chanje Manje, Flora, Chokshaba Inid, and Mugume Gordon. You're going to get closer, and the President hands over your land titles with Princess Namuganza. Nshaba omubache bari kwenda kuhereza land titles ninga ibipapuro by'ettaka lyanyu. Nshaba Katushabe Winnie oyishe President akuhe land title yawe. Natkunda Robina, Namala Slivia, Chayemaje Flora, Chokshaba Inid na Mugume Gordon. Na nibishaba ngo mwije hihi kugira ngo President abahereze ebipapuro byanyu by'itaka.
Your Excellency, we were supposed to hand over 1,481 land titles. However, we are requesting those who are not able to come here that you are going to receive these titles at our ministerial zonal office in Imbarara. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, walanzi yanahereza abantu information ningo butumwa ngubabene kubahereza ebyapa bitaka 14,081 konka habo bwire naba batabasa kwija naza kuhereza ho bace abandi bene kwija mbarra aha head office ya regional land office. Mwebale mno. Okay. Your Excellency, we appreciate your hard talk. Ningo kuhano kuwatuhereza ahizoberi. Abanyankore nibagirangu nyantagambirwa akariye ishori. Mbwena abantu bakiruhura nimo abakato korido mwabihurira muhindure ahantu haza. At this juncture, I'd like to invite the Master of Ceremonies of the Chancellor to continue with the program. Major General George Igumba. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and your dear spouse, Ma'am Janet Katam Seven, who doubles as the Honorable Minister for Education and Sports. Her
Smart 24